Hello, it's Ninja Dan, and today we're going to take a look at a level that's been 10 years in the making, essentially. And it's finally been verified and I think rated now as well, and that is, of course, Apocalyptic Trilogy. Wait, this is only featured? I expected at least epic. It's been around since 2016. Oh no. At the very least, hope it's going to get legendary rating. It's very unfortunate. Today we're going to be playing through the Apocalyptic Trilogy. This is verified by Poltergeist. Oh, that's a pretty cool entry point. Man, I kind of want to break down the decoration here too. That's awesome. 400,000 objects. That's actually pretty good considering this is a 4-minute level that's got ridiculously good decoration. Let's see how far I can get with no hacks. Wait, this level is half possible. I'm gonna see if I can at least pass those pink orbs. I probably can. I'm actually gaining consistency. Anyway, let's actually play this thing with speed hacking and all the things. So from what I understand, this level is essentially buffed after Catabath. So in other words, Cataclysm, Bloodbath, and Aftermath all in a row, but harder. Oh yeah, like buffs in there. This is some decent buffs. Honestly, it doesn't feel that hard at the moment. It feels like sort of like an like a mid-range extreme demon kind of gameplay. Like this gameplay doesn't feel list worthy, but I think it's because maybe it gets a lot harder later on. That's some great lettering. Even like the 3D on there is amazing. And we're going out of a dragon mouth, but as I was saying, Cataclysm is the easiest out of the 3 in the trilogy. That could change when we get into the other sections of the Apocalyptic Trilogy, Bloodbath and the Aftermath. This looks so good. I think I like this level more in terms of like the decoration. I like this more than Silent Acropolis actually, a lot more. Okay, this decoration is not as good as the other stuff. It's still decent decoration. Like I don't think I'd be able to make something this good, but it's definitely not as good as the previous stuff. I mean, I can't even see at the moment how this could be harder than Tartarus, but I guess, as I said before, it's probably because it's so long and maybe it does get harder in the middle or something. But this doesn't feel too bad as for the gameplay. In fact, this is actually kind of fun at 0.3x speed, although apparently the verified Poltergeist did not have a good time with this level at all. So I could be wrong, I could be very wrong, and I can't. Wait, we're going inside a block up here? Okay. Yep, we are, right. Then again, there are lots of memory sections in Cataclysm, aren't there? I should know, Cataclysm is one of my favorite levels of all time. Do I hold down? No. And I tap, right, because there's an orb there. Actually, this section looks amazing as well. But as I said, I think what I like specifically about this one is like this older style of gameplay mixed with this newer art style decoration. And especially like the quality of... Okay, not so much this part, but the quality of the decoration, most of the other parts of the level is like S-tier art decoration. But the quality is kind of mixed, unfortunately. But then again, it can't really be helped if you got something that's been in development for so long and gone through like so many phases. Oh, I see, those little shadow things there are spikes, so I do have to go in between them. Yeah, as in like if a level like this has been around for so long and it's gone through so many different iterations, you do kind of have to keep some of those older parts that people have made that maybe they can't update or whatever because the general style is like hard to upgrade because of how long ago it was made. And then you still have to try and keep those bits in for like the history and everything. I just realized I'm recording using the wrong macro. I'm recording using Mega Hack instead of with... I'm only 19% of the way through, so I think I will literally go back to the start. I guess we're back to the start again, because I was wondering where's my frame icon that says how many frames I am through a level, but that's because I hadn't turned on XDbot. It was just something that completely slipped my mind. The more history the level has and the longer it takes to make, the more things that need to be upgraded and the more things that existed in the past that don't exist now, they have to be in the level because, it's what the level is known for, etc. is, one of the issues of this level, is it keeps constantly having to reinvent itself and also just try and keep what existed in the original versions of the level, because you know, those were the parts and the sections the level was known for. Yeah, this level did really suffer from the fact that it's a project that's been going on for like 10 years and it has so many iterations. Right, this is back where we were. I've noticed there's like barely anything on that club stick monster. It's basically just black with some glow. Just some very light glow. Yeah, this section is kind of basic apart from the... Why is this dual ship so hard? Was it always this hard? There's no way it was always this hard. This super sucks. Surely this is like buffed hitboxes or something. No, these are not buffed hitboxes. It must be dual physics. Dual physics are wacky. Hey, wave. Hey, this is one of the coolest sections. This looks like something that'd be in Spectre. Actually, look at that rock down there. That rock is crazy. Oh, I see. This is the last wave in Cataclysm. Hang on, I think I'm gonna do this in normal mode. I reckon I can do this in normal mode. It's too laggy. I don't think I can. Keep slowing down and speeding up all the time. Ah. Okay, that was good. That was good. That was good, and I reckon I could do it. It's just, I don't know, all these spikes at the end, I think they're really messing with the difficulty of this. No, actually, this looks easier than the Cataclysm wave. Or maybe the Cataclysm wave wasn't even that hard to begin with. I think that's as far as I got in normal mode. And then I got confused at this point. No, I could so do this. I could so do this. I think I just need some practice at, like, the layout version. Oh, this part looks so good. So many animated objects, it's like ridiculous. This is like in a part in Avernus, but it feels like epic rated. Wait a minute, I thought after the wave there was a small cube section and then there was a straight fly, but I guess not. We've got a... That looks tight as. How tight is that? Yeah, that's actually kinda tight. Okay, now I'm starting to see why this is a list demon. It's starting to make a bit more sense to me now. Oh, I can go that way for the coin. I don't think I need a coin, do I? Ah, no. I'll get the coin. You know, the more I'm looking at this level, the more I'm realizing that this is probably one of my favorite levels of all time. With not so much the gameplay, but definitely the decoration. Well, some of the decoration anyway. Other parts of it aren't as good. Okay, how does this part work? Because I've never been able to figure this out in Bloodbath. Okay, so I avoid that orb. I still die. A buffer? Okay, I do it right. I can't even see where the spikes are. The structuring in this is so bizarre. How you enter that portal determines whether you can hit the orb and the ball. That's nasty. You know, that's probably a thing that existed in the original Bloodbath. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, lava. Realistic lava. This is Kulak's part. Wow. I mean, Kulak's part is great and all, but I actually think there are other parts in here that are better. Like, before this part. Like the Cataclysm extension we just saw. I think that looks better than Kulak's part. Although the other thing is, I don't think Kulak's part has even been changed since it was first made. So that kind of proves how good this was, considering this was made like 5 years ago or something. And it's still like one of the best parts of the level, even though there's been multiple upgrades to like some of the other parts. And also I do really like how this one is structured. Like, this has probably got some of the best structuring out of like all the parts in the level so far. I'm talking way too much about the decoration. I've barely talked about the gameplay here. But I will say, as the gameplay as a whole, it is what I expected. As soon as we got into Bloodbath, the difficulty did go up by a bit. In fact, potentially by a lot. Ball is nasty. Apocalyptic Trilogy. And I did hear that this part was created by Michigan or something. Apparently it's hard in Bloodbath. I don't really know a thing about Bloodbath. I've never played Bloodbath. I'm not good enough to play Bloodbath. One, the lag. Even just a light tap and I go flying upwards. If I don't tap anything, I just go like that. It's interesting how simple this glow is, yet this part is still reasonably effective. And even the blocks and stuff are pretty simple. This is like Abyss of Darkness level decoration. What? What is this UFO? This UFO is terrible. You have to go literally inside the spikes on both the bottom and the top in order to get this. This is so stupid. What? And then even afterwards you can just die in the cube by like not tapping in the right places. Like how early or late do you have to tap here in order to be able to get into the cube properly? Because I appear to be clipping into those spikes quite a lot. At the latest possible time. Late. Oh, that was very close. I wonder how buff this is from Bloodbath, because I wouldn't be surprised if this is just straight up what it's like in Bloodbath. I mean, everything looks to be on grid, but I could be wrong. Yes, I finally did it! That took forever. That UFO's awful. Terrible. No wonder. Okay, that wave is kinda easy. In fact, can I do that in normal mode? Easy. Barely an inconvenience. Actually, this ship doesn't look too bad either. In fact, I feel like if I just practice this level, I reckon I could actually pull off runs on this. Then again, I could probably say the same thing about Bloodbath, it's just, this version looks prettier. Actually, I reckon I could do this wave as well. Oh my god, look at that, I'm cracked. Yeah, this UFO is very difficult and complicated, precise as I would expect a UFO to be in a list demon. Wow. This part actually looks very cool. It reminds me of Yuko's decoration, the person who made Vehemence. This part, the way it's decorated, feels very similar to Vehemence in a way. I can confirm that pretty much everything in the Bloodbath section is very unbalanced. The Cataclysm section of this level is actually decently balanced, but this section, not so much. Maybe Bloodbath is just like that. Maybe Bloodbath is just very unbalanced. I've heard Bloodbath isn't even a very fun level to play. It's just, you know, popular. Because, you know, it's Bloodbath. It's the level that made Top 1 special, and why do I... As I said before, it's kind of funny that the part that was originally an impossible level is more fun than the thing that was actually created to be an actual extreme demon. Is like not the fun and also the really unbalanced part. Actually, this UFO isn't that bad. These spore clicks, especially these orbs, are really not fun. Because you think you can land on the platforms, but they've actually got like spikes all around them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. How are you even meant to tap that many? 1, 2, 1. Oh, you can literally you can tap 3 times if you want. Although it is better if you tap all of them, it appears. Indy. Hello, Indy. I'm Ninja Dan GD. Okay, this part's kinda cool. Okay, in and around. Why can't I just go under? Because I reckon I could. I can literally go under. I don't need to touch the orbs. I think I'm just gonna do that. It'll be funny. I didn't go your trolly ways. I didn't follow your stupid orbs. I went my own way. I am the rebel. A lot of this section is really low down the level, which is kind of odd. It doesn't really use the top half that much. You know what? I think I am starting to see the criticism now for this level, especially in the Bloodbath part. The decoration is inconsistent, because it looks like there were some older parts in here that weren't updated and then just kept the same, and then there's some like absolute banger parts that are just thrown in there in the middle, and then there's some parts which are just kind of like basically the layout but with a really cool background and some light glow. I mean, as I said before, part of it is probably because it's had the legacy of all the other versions behind it that it has to adhere to. I'm gonna give this a go in normal mode. I don't think I'll go very far because this wave looks... Oh, never mind. It's literally free. It's free! the Apocalyptic Trilogy's legacy would have been very different if it was uploaded in its earliest completed form in 2020. It basically looked like Bloodlust, but more wacky, essentially. I reckon if it was uploaded in that form, it would probably in the extended list, or like just about to go into the legacy list or something like that. Actually, I just realized this is a list demon with coins. That's pretty cool. As I was saying, because if it was uploaded back then, and if it was on that state in the demon list, or potentially like straight up off the list, I reckon we might have had, or might have upcoming, a level that's a remake of the Apocalyptic Trilogy. Like maybe like a, let's say, an Apocalyptic Trilogy Infinity, or APT Infinity, or something like that. And then that would contain decoration much like what we have here, apart from all of it is like at this level or higher. I mean, it's a theoretical legacy, but I think it probably would have turned out better for the level if something like that happened, rather than what we have here, where we've got something that's basically 10 years old and like trying to be the cool new art glow decoration level, as well as trying to adhere to those older versions of the level and everything it was like beforehand. In a way, it sort of came out a little bit of a mess, although I do like a lot of I love, in fact, a lot of the parts in this level. I mean, the Cataclysm third is definitely the best third of this level, and then the rest of it ranges from decoration like this to, oh yeah, this section's awesome. This is one of the newer sections, I'm pretty sure. Actually challenging this part is, although kind of fun. Actually not bad. Oh, I really like those rotating saws. Those are actually so cool. Oh yeah, definitely the Aftermath part it's getting back up there again. It's going up to like the Cataclysm section levels of good. I think it's mostly the Bloodbath part that was kinda mid, but this section's pretty awesome. Oh, and we're going for the monster again. Okay, this looks like a legacy part. Like a updated legacy part. Actually surprisingly sight readable as well, this gameplay. And once again, we're into another banger part. Hell yeah. Imagine if the whole level was like this. It'd be so good. Unfortunately, it's not. A whole level of this could have totally been the APT Infinity. Wow, yeah, this part also looks really, really good. Yeah. Definitely, I think the Bloodbath section is lacking. Hang on, this wave's actually hard? No way. We've got our first actual hard wave. Final stretch, okay. And it's still going, the wave is still going. You know what? I should totally steal the layout for this, as in like steal the gameplay for the wave section and then redecorate it and make it into a wave challenge. I reckon that'd be pretty fun for me. In fact, there's lots of sections of this gameplay that I would really just like to just grab and just turn into like a little challenge for myself, because that skill level for me. Anyway, that's the whole level. Hosted by Zimnite. Hosted by GDND. I like how it turns red and then goes white. Oh no, this is the other way around actually. Verified by Poltergeist. Creators: CC, Electro, RealVet, Galifaf, GDND. Oh, Galifaf was in the Zimnite. CD Music, RealVet, Kuki, Urium, Dahujan, BB, Nathaniel, Kulak, Zimnite, OverGD. Come on, I wasn't even finished speaking them. Additional help: Alpha Bennett, I can't even say that one. It was on air in there. There's some little cubes up the top. Nice. Apocalyptic Trilogy. Hey, look at that. It took me under 1,000 attempts to verify the Apocalyptic Trilogy. Okay, so the Apocalyptic Trilogy. It's got a long and storied history. Apparently it started in 2016, almost 10 years old. It's kind of odd with APTeam in this level because the APTeam was assembled to basically make this level, and then this level ended up taking so long because of the various issues that it had in production, with all the triggers getting messed up after 2.0 or something like that, which is, I think, why they had to redecorate a lot of it and then they've finally finished this at last, and then there's pretty much been like radio silence from them since after this. We haven't really heard any announcements or anything about any new projects. Sure, there are a few projects the APTeam have that were announced before this level was completed, like God of Despair and Blood Swamps. We haven't seen like any information whatsoever on those levels after this has been verified. Apparently this is a little harder than Tartarus. As a person who has not played Tartarus and has mostly been playing a whole lot of top 10s that are apparently harder than Slaughterhouse before playing this one, I can confirm that I have no idea whether this is harder than Tartarus or not, but I can tell you that it does feel kind of easy compared to the stuff I've been playing at the moment, which doesn't actually say a lot, because I'm not sure how easy is List Demon worthy. I can tell you it's probably harder than Bloodlust. I can tell you it feels like hard Extreme Demon gameplay, like not necessarily List Extreme Demon gameplay, definitely like hard Extreme Demon gameplay for like 4 minutes, so that probably makes it up with the length that this level is, maybe on the main list or just outside the main list. Overall, I found with this gameplay that the Cataclysm section was quite fun. The Aftermath section was in terms of gameplay. Like, it wasn't like amazing or anything, wasn't exactly fun, it was there. Although the Bloodbath gameplay, I've heard that Bloodbath itself isn't really that fun, so it's probably a reflection more of Bloodbath as a level more than the Apocalyptic Trilogy, but the Bloodbath section was kind of bad in terms of gameplay and how fun it was. And also the Bloodbath section is definitely the hardest section of this level. I don't know if that's respective of the original levels or not, but I found that. And then, as I've said, in terms of the decoration, there are like amazing parts that look like this. And then there's like this part that feels like it was made 4 years ago. And then there are a few parts that are like worse than this part. And then there are parts that are even better than Kulak's part. So it's a real mixed bag in terms of decoration. And I can see why some people would think of it as a pretty flawed level. And I agree, this level does have plenty of flaws. But it's got a lot of things that I love as well. Like, I definitely wouldn't say it's disaster. I wouldn't even say it's bad. In fact, I'd say this level is good. It's just not the excellence that we're used to from, I don't know, say like a Cherry Team level or what have you. Just because it's inconsistent. It's kind of interesting that at one point this was going to be top 1. I feel like this is in a good place now that it's like not top 1, because it does feel fun to play in the first third and the last third, and that's nice. I feel like that's good. I've heard there's been a few victors already, which is pretty cool, and that's always good to see. A level that looks this nice, that is playable by most top high-end players. Like, I do wonder how difficult would have the top 1 APT version been compared to this. In fact, I would be very interested to play it, to see how it like feels and everything. Because I mean, it would have been cool to have this as a top 1. I feel like the level in this state could only exist as a top 1, like maybe 5 or so years ago. Any later than that, and it really would have not felt very well with this older gameplay. I do really like the old styles of gameplay, like definitely when I've been playing all these recent top 10s and stuff, and then you like play the first jump, and even on a 0.3x speed it takes me like 10 or so attempts to pass the first jump, and then all the really hard, you know, compressed gameplay where you can hardly see anything that's going on. It was really nice for me to, you know, play through this level with all these big wide open gaps, but I think that says more about the difficulty rather than it does the actual gameplay of this level, because I guess everything in the top 10 these days does need to be really compressed and tight and awful in order to, you know, get into the top 10 in the first place. There's something I've noticed online, it's a bit of a trend recently, that people will, you know, look at all these new art style levels, like basically anything that Cherry Team makes, or this level, or Silent Acropolis, and then, like, I do get what IMO I was saying in his showcase of this level, like, during the whole APT situation, that it is a bit of a overcooked mess. Like, I definitely wouldn't go to the extreme that he says about this level. Like, I'd say it's definitely got its flaws, but it's overall still a very good level. I don't know what it is about this new trend of people hating art style decoration. Maybe it's because it's becoming so widespread these days. When you see a preview of a new top 1, a lot of the time it is, especially if it's a hell level or space level, a lot of it is art style decoration. And I guess there's just so many examples now, and I can see people getting sick of the idea. Maybe art style decoration as a style is starting to become a bit stale. But I think it's always going to have a place in the GD community, in that, you know, the easiest way to get a legacy level and update it for, you know, a buffed Extreme Demon version or whatever is to do art style decoration, and I think that's what puts a lot of people off. I don't know, that's just a theory. Overall, the gameplay in this is mostly pretty cool, mostly pretty fun. I love the old style of gameplay in here, and that's because, well, the gameplay does come from an old 2015 and some 2016 levels. As for the decoration, it's inconsistent, but overall still very good, still epic worthy, in my opinion. And in fact, I would actually be tempted to actually cut some parts out of here and then restructure and redecorate them and just play them as fun challenges, actually. Because I feel like a lot of the sections in here are actually at my skill level, that if I take like maybe 1 or 2 seconds of this level, it could be a challenge that's within my skill level, which I think is quite cool. Like, I quite enjoy that concept, probably because I'm able to actually play some of it. So yeah, that's my video on the Apocalyptic Trilogy.